This is the perfect draft from the 6th overall pick. We have a special guest that you have seen earlier in the week by this point. Big Motion, welcome.
Yes, sir.
To the Fantasy Channel for the second time.
Happy to be back. It's like I never left.
We did hint that he would be back, and he is back. Unfortunately, this week you will not be seeing Big Motion again. Yeah. This is the final moment. This is also coming out on Friday, I do believe. So, how are you feeling? The 6th overall pick. Do you think like so far with because the last time you were in a video, you said you've been mock drafting like a mofo.
It was my exact quote.
Exact quote.
Word for word, bar for bar.
Do you feel like any portion of the draft you feel better than the other?
I kind of like the beginning and the end. I'm not crazy about the middle this year. Specifically like the running back depth later on. So I kind of like the little bit of the hero RB strat. My mom's blowing up my phone right now for some reason. But Chris did a good job from the 4, so I'm curious to see what you got here.
Let's see what we do.
You're smack right in the middle, so.
I am smack dab in the middle, yes, for sure. So you are officially on the clock with the 101. Granted, we're working together on this 106 too.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm with you guys. It's Bijan. It's not like a clearing over Gibbs, but I just go Bijan. Gets a quarterback upgrade, was the RB2 last year. So
yeah, I mean, we've already seen me and Chris talk about Bijan
right.
1.5 million times.
Yeah.
But this board falls very differently. Yeah. So I'm not going to take the guy that we ended up actually taking at the 104 in that draft that you two took. Puka Nacua would still be on the board, and if he was, by the way, for all of you, just take him at the 106. We will not. We will build the perfect 106 that makes actual logical sense. And Tom, we spoke about it before the podcast, or before the video, rather, and we said that there was 2 guys that we would consider taking here, JSN or Jonathan Taylor. And for reasons, because you would have seen who we would take at the 105 by now. But you leaned Jonathan Taylor.
I did.
I slightly leaned JSN, but I could be swung, and you did swing me, so I will take Jonathan Taylor at the 106.
Oh, you're a swinger.
I am certainly a
I
swinger.
didn't expect that out of you.
Yeah, I didn't expect it out of me either, but apparently I'm learning things about myself today. So
CeeDee Lamb at 105 is something.
Definitely an interesting strat there. All right, so the way this board falls, Chris and I have a very clear-cut guy that we would take here that we are very high on, significantly higher than consensus. And are you cool with us taking Omarion Hampton?
I'm very cool with you taking Omarion Hampton.
Amazing. If the board falls like this and I start my draft with Jonathan Taylor and Omarion Hampton, I am jumping up and down telling everybody they're idiots for letting this happen.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Keep it short and sweet here. I'm going the King, Derrick Henry. Chris got him in the last video, so you talked about him a little bit. And then I'll just go George Pickens, Wide receiver 2 in an elite offense, bad defense. It's a match made in heaven.
Your team actually started pretty stacked.
Yeah.
So we try to do one thing in this when we do these mock drafts. We try to avoid drafting the same guy over and over again. Mm-hmm. And we've already had a mock draft where we drafted Malik Neighbors. But with the team that we're currently building, if Malik somehow were to keep slipping, if I could start my draft with JT Hampton and get the upside of what Malik Neighbors can become, I just feel like this is too good to pass up on. This literally is the perfect 106 draft right now. Yeah. So are you in agreement? I know you're a Giant fan.
1,000,000%.
We're all in this together.
I could see, it's not crazy. I don't think I'd ever go Jacobs over Neighbors. I'm not as bullish on Rashee Rice as other people, but I think that's high for Rashee Rice. But I could see Olave, I could see Josh Allen, I could even see Kyron, or maybe someone reaches on a Lamar or something. So it's not crazy that he gets to you here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree. It's just I feel like the right spot for a Malik Neighbors is that 2-3 turn just about. Yeah. And if I get him in the middle of the 3rd round, yeah, I'm going to do it.
If he's not there, I know you're a big Kyron guy. Do you go triple RB to start?
Oh, triple RB to start is so gross. But, I don't want to force a pick if it's not there,
right.
Because
then it's him or Ted or T. Higgins.
Exactly. I don't want to force a wide receiver because the best receivers, as you just said, T. Ladd is one that I would, if I were to just take a guy ahead of where I expect him to go, I would end up taking Ladd there because I have him higher than all of these other receivers that go after him. So, now it's a little bit more difficult for me because, as you mentioned on the last one, Devontae Smith is injured.
Yeah.
I'm very high on Smitty. You're very high on Smitty. If he was healthy, I think we would both press this button right now.
Yes.
The issue is there's a lot of question marks with that. So, again, I hate to keep going to the well. Chris and I are high on Zay Flowers, and it seems like this just continues to fall in our favor. If I could start with a Malik Neighbors here at wide receiver, and which is a little bit of a risk, I know what I'm getting out of Zay.
Yeah.
If Lamar's healthy, I know what I'm getting out of Zay. How do you feel here with what's left on the board?
I completely agree with you.
Because I know you're...
I do like Ibuka. I think there's a ton of upside there. Like I said in the last video, he had 130 targets last year and he was banged up. But like you said, Neighbors coming off the injury. Again, maybe he gets a little bit of a slow start. Zay Flowers has been nothing but productive in his career. And like I said, he hasn't scored a ton of touchdowns. So if he just scores a couple more touchdowns, like he could have a really, really big year. So yeah, I'm with you there. It's again with like the whole Luther Burden thing though. Like I could just, I'm just not pressing that button.
No, me neither.
He'd have to fall so much further, and maybe his ADP falls a little bit, but I don't know. You don't pay a guy $34 million to like not make him the focal point of the offense, at least the passing game.
I just would not. I wouldn't be willing to touch that button on Luther. Not at the 4-7. Not with the guys that are still on the board.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll give you a scenario here. Devontae Smith has been given a clean bill of health. It is late August, 4-year draft. This is the perfect 106 draft. Keep that in mind. So Devontae Smith, clean bill of health. What are we doing?
I think I'm going Smitty, kind of like in the same vein. He's also been nothing but productive in his career. I mean, I'm looking at his rankings right now. From his rookie season, 29, 9, 19, 27, and 20 are his full PPR finishes, and his 27 came in 13 games. So
that's also with A.J. Brown. For
right, and now he gets bumped up to clear-cut wide receiver 1. So I'm there.
All right, let's do it. Perfect 106 draft, and we get Devontae Smith in the middle of the 4th round. Love that.
All righty. All right, so I start with Bijan and Derrick Henry, which is pretty cool. Was hoping Ibuka or Zay got to me, but that's fine. I'll go J-Mo here.
Okay.
As my wide receiver 2/flex. I'm probably going to double up on receiver here. If Sleeper would like to stop being uncooperative. There we go.
A lot of trouble with Sleeper.
A lot of trouble with Sleeper.
Today.
And then it's 3 older receivers here. Tay, McLaurin, Mike Evans. I think I'm going to go. He led the league in touchdowns last year. I'm going to go Devontae Adams.
I don't hate that pick whatsoever.
I think either any 3 of them. I mean, Evans is banged up right now, so probably not him. So I think it'd be between Terry and Devontae, but I like Devontae.
Apparently the 505, whoever's drafting ahead of me, does not want to make a pick right now.
It's really thinking about it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Pondering on their decisions right now.
CD, Luth, Jeremiah Love, Josh Allen. Oh, man. That's a Twitter team if I've ever seen one.
Yes. No, literally. I don't think I've ever seen a more Twitter team than that, honestly. All right. Technical difficulties again. Sleeper, please. Jeez. Get your stuff together. All right. So 5th round, and there's a few guys that are very intriguing here. I have an overwhelming favorite as to who I would pick here, but I'm curious as to where you would go, Tom. Just to hear your thoughts.
Given the team, I would hammer at wide receiver for another couple rounds at least, and I would probably go Terry McLaurin. I mean, I'd probably go Terry McLaurin. I like Mike Evans as a flex a lot because there's touchdown upside with him. Wide receiver 1 of a really good offense. Where are you on DJ Moore?
I don't hate pressing the button.
Yeah.
For where he's currently being drafted.
I was doing a mock draft yesterday, and I was like, I don't love DJ Moore, but I had Josh Allen. So I was like, well, if I had Josh Allen in the 3rd round, probably should be high on DJ Moore. So
I'm not opposed to pressing the button in like the 6th round.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd take him here, but
like so I'll tell you who my overwhelming favorite is to who I would pick here. I'm very high on Monty going into the season. I legitimately see Monty as the Joe Mixon repeat of how Joe Mixon went to the Texans and everyone thought he was pretty washed and nobody thought he'd be all that great. And then he turns out to be one of the best fantasy running backs in the NFL. And I honestly see a very similar situation with David Montgomery.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, though, with hammering wide receiver, but I do also feel like
you do have 2 wide receiver 1s. Like,
the running back talent falls off a cliff.
I'm 100% with you there.
The wide receiver talent, I could get pretty consistent even down the draft board. So if I could get 3 running backs that I'm confident in the first 5 rounds, I feel like that's where I stand personally. So,
No, I could hear that for sure. I wasn't too high on Monty, and then like I heard like the footballers talking about him, and one of them was like talking down on Monty a little bit, and they were like, "Oh, the Texans' offensive line just isn't that good." I don't agree. I think their offensive line is much better than it was last year.
they've done a lot to try to improve it.
Yeah, and they're gonna run the ball a ton because they're gonna be, their defense is gonna be keeping them in games.
Yes.
So, and like, what is Woody Marks supposed to scare me off, Monty? You know what I mean? Like, there's no one behind him.
He's already proven in the past too that he can. He's willing and able to handle a full workload.
Yeah.
So like, I'm gonna press that button on Monty and feel good about it.
Yeah.
This is a great start to the draft, by the way.
Yeah.
Good Lord. From the 106 here. All right, let's see what we got.
Yeah, middle of the round's not looking as bad.
Would
as
you take a Jordan Tyson in the 6th round? Like, I don't think
Who's on the board?
I don't think I could do
Like
that.
at your pick?
No, just in general.
I mean, the talent is there. The situation is there. It's just like, is he going to stay healthy? He's not going to be the one. Like, he's not going to overtake Olave. He just isn't.
Yep.
But, like, it should be a high passing volume offense with a bad defense.
Yep.
So I think there's definitely a path to fantasy relevancy. And then it's also like, can Tyler Shuck sustain 2 wide receivers? Like, to what level can he do
Yes,
that? Like,
for sure.
Are you looking at 2,000-yard receivers with 6, 7, 8 touchdowns in this offense? Like, probably not, Yeah. That's why I threw the 8 in there. No.
And we're drafting at the 6-7 at the current moment, actually.
Yeah.
All right. This, for me, what I've come to realize is that the 6th round is probably the grossest round in drafts. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
But something else is staring me in the face. We have Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a video out now that you should go check out from last week. I talked about Jalen Hurts being severely undervalued in drafts. In a lot of cases, I've seen him going in the 7th round. We are in the middle of the 6th, but he also bumps up my board a little bit because of the fact that we do have Devontae Smith.
100%.
I think in this case, it makes a lot of sense to take the guy that has a 6'7" ADP at the 6'7". Give me Jalen Hurts is where I stand on that.
Love it there. I mean, their offense was disgustingly gross last year, and he finished QB8. Like,
Exactly.
Their offense is going to be bad. I know they lose A.J. Brown, so, like, that's definitely a factor. I expect him to run more because, like, last year you look, he had 105 attempts for 421 yards. Every year before that, or at least the past 3 years before that, it's 150 rushing attempts. Like, their offense is at their best when he's running the football, and I just don't see a world where they don't go back to that.
Completely agree.
I'm going to snag – I mean – yeah, you made a good point about the running backs. They fucking suck.
They fall off a cliff,
Sorry,
bro.
but I'm gonna grab Tucker Kraft as my tight end here. I like that. It's 6'12", basically the 7th round. And oh man, I mean, do I just keep punting running back at this point, like, and then just hammer it later in the draft? Yeah, why not? Let's see how that goes for me. I'm gonna grab Marvin Harrison here. Maybe
That was definitely who I was aiming for.
Yeah.
Which
well.
No. That's fine. No. That's so fine.
kidding.
Because a lot of people are going to be willing to take him there, and that's perfectly okay. And I want it to be as realistic as possible.
Yeah, your board's not going to fall to you the way you
No,
want it to,
exactly. It never will. So this leaves me with some intriguing options, and I want to shoot for upside at receiver in a way. Who do you like on the board here? Like, Sam Laporta is definitely interesting. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I know Chris loves Sam Laporta this year. I'm just not quite as high because the injury last year was just terrifying.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I just can't get behind drafting Sam Laporta at this
There
point.
is a drop-off after him, though.
There is, for sure. Definitely.
But you also just went quarterback. I'm not a big fan of going quarterback, tight end, back to back. I like to, because then your depth is kind of scary, especially seeing as how you only have 2 wide receivers. I think Sutton still has a role in a really good offense. Parker, I really like Parker Washington there. That's probably where I'd go. Yeah, that's probably where I go.
It's so funny because, like I said before, I don't want to take the same guys, but it's like, especially when we're drafting in these same spots or similar spots, it's like it's going to happen. Yeah. I have 2 guys that I consider sure things at wide receivers, so long as they're healthy, obviously. I'm willing to take that upside shot on a Parker Washington. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly where we're going to go with the 7-6. DK Metcalf's another one, but, like, I'm just
It's just so ugly.
It doesn't feel good.
It's just so
It never
ugly.
feels
Yeah.
good. Like, I know he'll be solid. He'll be decent enough. It just never feels good.
Drafting a Steeler hasn't felt good since Antonio Brown.
No, it has
And
not.
Le'Veon Bell.
And
Like,
Le'Veon
yeah.
Bell, yep. All right, so now it gets now the board starts to really get gross.
Yeah.
I honestly don't have a direction here. I have no clue where I would want to go.
The Ballers were talking up Chris Godwin yesterday, and I don't know about that, man. I mean, he's just like, what is that, 16 games in the past 2 years? Like, I just don't know if I could do that.
I get it, but
He should have a role. If he's healthy, he should have a decent target share.
definitely,
like, yeah.
because he's the most familiar target with
Yes.
the Baker Mayfield
Yes.
too at this point. Like, it's just he's been so banged up,
Yeah.
and he didn't look like himself. And granted, it was the first year after, what was it, a catastrophic,
ankle or something like that.
yeah, catastrophic injury. But I can't do it. I just can't press that button.
Yeah, and these aren't like basically what you just said. Like it's not like a hamstring here, an ankle that like they're bad. They've been gruesome injuries. So it takes a toll on a 30-year-old wide receiver.
So now it brings me down the board a little bit then, because I don't like the top part of this board at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass on a Blake Corum here because it's like I know the talent's there. The opportunity might not be there for him to make as much of an impact as I would like, and I'm not taking a handcuff in the 8th round.
Right.
So then it leads me to 4 receivers down the line here in Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnston, Michael Pittman, and Wan'Dale Robinson. I know I could be safe, right? And I could go take a Wan'Dale. I could go take a Michael Pittman because I know they're probably going to be half decent. Or can I go risky and go with a Quentin Johnston and a Jordan Addison and potentially shoot on an upside?
I was gonna say with how bullish you are on Kyler Murray and the Vikings, I think Addison's a great pick for you.
That is exactly where I would go personally. Yeah, I am very high on the Vikings as a whole this year, and I would take Jordan Addison. Do you? Where do you stand though? Where do you stand?
I like the pick. Like when he had, first of all, he's only 24 years old. Like it's like he had a down year last year, but the year before that, he had 10 touchdowns in his first 2 years.
Yes.
Like he's a wide receiver too in his first 2 years when he had competent quarterback play. So I like it there. I don't mind Quentin Johnston there either. With Mike McDaniel, with Herbert and all that. Like I'm not like Pittman and Wan'Dale. It just doesn't do it for me. Like sure, they're
Agreed.
safe picks, but like that's not what I'm going for here. You know what I mean?
Chris is a big Quentin guy. I'm a big Addison guy.
Yeah.
I'm clicking this button. I'm taking Jordan
I like
Addison.
it. I like it.
Let's see what we got.
Well,
Quentin goes right before you.
yeah, it's not ideal. I'm gonna grab. This is very interesting here. I know you're not as high on him in fantasy, but Patrick Mahomes is currently like 3rd in MVP odds on according to Vegas, which like isn't that's not where I am.
It's all about the narrative.
Right. But, like, also, you got to put up numbers to win the MVP in this. I just think there's a lot of value at quarterback here, though. Like, it's pretty insane. I'm going to grab Johnny Brooks for some running back. I'm probably just going to double up on running back here and see what comes back to me at quarterback.
Big Johnny Brooks guy, huh?
I just think, like...
2 mock drafts now.
I think at this... Well, I didn't take him in the last one, but...
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, I think at this point in the draft, like... He has a realistic shot to overtake Chuba in the depth chart.
Yes.
They love him. They talk him up. Like... I just think there's no one here with his kind of upside. And I'll go Bill because I do need some sort of safety at
JCM.
running back.
He will have a role.
He's at least a starter.
He will have a role.
Rashad White, I know Chris took him in the last mock, but I could see that too. But I don't mind Bill.
All right, I'll lay out some options here because this is kind of where I stand with what we have remaining. Obviously, we mentioned Michael Pittman and Wan'Dale Robinson before. Yep. But I'm just not feeling great. Like, I know there's a lot of risk in our wide receiver room. A Wan'Dale Robinson makes a ton of sense. Mm-hmm. Brian Dable and Wan'Dale are reunited, and Wan'Dale just had a great season.
Yep.
I'm just not going to do it. I don't want to do it. We've done it in past mock drafts. I want to switch it up a little bit. Another guy that pops up for me, Kenny Gainwell, who will be guaranteed to have a role in that Tampa Bay Buccaneers backfield. Let me just say that. The money is there. They went out of their way to go and get him. Great pass catcher. 3rd best pass catching running back in the NFL. If you know, you know.
It was the best. Then it was the 2nd best. Now he's the 3rd best.
Well,
so he's
yeah,
moving down the total.
exactly.
Okay.
And then another 2 guys, Romeo Doubs and Jaden. I clicked Jaden Reed's name on accident. Romeo Doubs and Jaden Reed. And I like the both of them at this point as well. So I'm curious as to where your head is at, though.
I'm with you. I'm there on like Dobbs, Reed, Downs, Diggs. I don't know what Diggs' ADP is going to end up looking like, so that's kind of why, like, for the sake of the mock, I'm kind of like staying away from him.
Yeah, me too.
I went Reed in the last mock. I'd probably go Reed here. Like Dobbs is the 2 in a really good offense with a quarterback that was second in MVP last year. I mean, he had 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. Like, he had a good year. Josh Downs once again is like getting talked up in camp, which just feels like every
year.
But Alec Pierce is on the pup, so like again, the pathway is there for him. But I'd probably go Reed personally. I mean, if Diggs is there, I'd go Diggs. But like, I don't know that he's going to be there, so I'd go Reed.
You talked me into Jaden Reed for sure. Yep. There is upside for him to be that number 1 guy.
There really
in that
is,
offense.
man. And like, there's touchdown upside for him too.
Yes.
Like, he was really good in the red zone his first 2 years. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm there on.
I'm with
Reed
you
for sure.
I'm definitely with you.
Wow, they have him as Kenny Gainwell, not even Kenneth Gainwell. I didn't notice that. That's pretty cool. I like that.
And we're back on the board here, and you know what? Why not just do it anyway? The guy that you were just talking up as well, Josh Downs, is still here. Yeah. I only have 3 running backs, but you know what? I feel good about my 3 running backs. I could live with that. Let's take another wide receiver and keep shooting on upside here. Josh Downs is our pick in the 10th round. So we have a run on receivers there. We go Parker, Jordan Addison, Jaden Reed, Josh Downs. So now it's really all quarterbacks and tight ends.
Yeah, I mean that kind of works out for me. I have 4 wide receivers that I feel okay about. I'm gonna I know like he's not gonna be here, but like I'm gonna grab Stephon Diggs for some wide receiver depth there for sure. I think that's a phenomenal pick. And then QB7 in both his first seasons, he likes to run the ball. I'm going Bo Nix as my quarterback in the 11th round. I feel really good about that.
Okay. I like that a lot. I have avoided tight end throughout the entirety of this draft thus far. And there is nobody here that I especially love at this current moment, so I'm not going to force that pick.
Yeah.
You like Strange?
No, I like Juwan Johnson here.
Juwan Johnson.
I think he's a fine pick.
Juwan Johnson's definitely. He had a phenomenal season.
Yeah, he was really good.
By
That's
the
what
way,
I'm saying.
Phenomenal season last year.
But also, like, it's sleeper.
They added Jordan Tyson too, though, which makes me a little.
Also, like you're on sleeper. Like sleeper loves to do the whole backup quarterback, backup tight end.
Yes.
Realistically, in this situation in your drafts, if every team ahead of you has a tight end, you're not taking a tight end.
No,
you're gonna wait for him to come back to you.
And a lot of these teams have doubled up on tight end, which is likely not going to happen.
No.
So some of these guys are going to end up falling to you in the 10th round. Like, unfortunately for me, my whole plan there was to take either an Isaiah Likely or a Travis Kelce. And if you look at the board, Isaiah Likely and Travis Kelce went 2 picks before me. Yeah. So it put me in a bad position. I took Josh Downs, and now I'll look at the board here for everything else, and I'll kind of push off. I'll punt tight end at least a little bit. Xavier Worthy's a guy that I like, but he's already a little bit banged up in camp. And then on top of that, there's another guy down here in KC Conception who I absolutely love, Jonah Coleman. Where's your head at? What would you? Rashad White's another one, but
no Coker love. I like Coker.
Coker for sure, but at this point in the draft, I just want to shoot on upside.
Okay. If you didn't have Jaden Reed, I'm not a huge Matthew Golden guy. I would probably still go Matthew Golden.
I would exactly.
I think he's a really good pick here.
Yes, I completely agree. Either way, I'm more than likely landing on the wide receiver one of the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
Because more than likely Christian Watson will not be on the field for a full 17.
Probably.
So, all right, if Juwan Johnson comes back to us, we will. Oh my! That's Team 7 hates me. Team 6,
that is terrible.
Team 7 and Team 8 absolutely hate me and don't want me to succeed. Why is Travis Kelce and Juwan Johnson getting drafted? I just don't understand this.
He did have Mahomes. He kind of cooked with that. He got the Mahomes-Kelce stack in the 9th and 10th round. That's kind of crazy.
That is a nutty.
Imagine that.
Team
Imagine
7's team, bro.
Imagine like 2 years ago if we said that.
Team 7's team.
Yeah, but his RB2 is Kyle Monunga. He goes 2 wide receivers, Kyron Williams, and 4 straight rounds of no running back, and grabs Kyle Monunga. He's doing something there. And then Tyler Algier.
Is he cooking? I don't know. I don't think he's cooking. I'll trade. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll make a trade with him after the draft. You know. C-Rod's still up here. I'm going to take the upside swing on a running back. I'm going to just punt the tight end position at this point, and we'll figure it out from there. But C-Rod is the draft pick for me in the 12th round,
Yeah,
personally.
definitely would have been my pick there.
So.
Yeah, not a whole lot left here.
Denzel Boston in the 12th round is an intriguing one.
Yeah, I mean, a second-round wide receiver.
Two of them,
love that
Casey
there.
and Denzel. I passed on Casey, but
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, what if he's just not a defensive back? What if he just is a wide receiver, like a
it would take an injury for him to be a full-time wide receiver, I think, to one of the top three.
Yeah.
But if that happens, I think they will say Travis Hunter is a full-time receiver.
In the 12th, 13th round, like, why the hell not, And then I'll just go Jonah Coleman because I think that's a really good pick there, actually. I mean, I almost said Jonathan Brooks. J.K. Dobbins bound to get hurt at some point, unfortunately. And I just don't think – I know we're all kind of on the same page. R.J. Harvey's not that good at football. So there is a pathway to Jonah Coleman getting valuable touches this year.
All right, so now I'm left in this position with Dalton Schultz, T.J. Hawkinson, and Chigakonkwo. I know where you guys stand, but also they just signed Diggs, which changes the math on everything for the Washington Commanders.
It's not good for Wes Welker and the boys.
I don't feel great. WW and the W.
Yeah, WW and the W.
I'll just, honestly, at this point, for name value and name value only, I will also say that I don't think that the board would have felt like this where multiple people were taking two tight ends.
Yeah.
So I do think I would have been able to get one at some point or another. But given that it's come to this point, I'm going to just take T.J. Hawkinson and pray for the best, to be honest, at that point, just because he's a big name.
Yeah.
And last year, look, he struggled, but he came back from a torn ACL. So maybe
realistically, you probably end up with maybe not Kelsey because he did take Mahomes, it's totally realistic. But you probably end up with Likely or Jawan Johnson or something there.
And
so
full transparency, in that 10th round, Isaiah Likely 1,000,000% would have been my pick.
Yeah.
As a Giant fan, yes, I'm a homer. But Isaiah Likely is going to have a big season, and you should want to draft him in your fantasy leagues.
Again, at that point, why not? At that point in the draft, why not?
So a solid squad that we built from the 106, by the way.
Yeah.
With Jalen Hurts. And then Jonathan Taylor, Omarion Hampton, Neighbors, and Devontae Smith. And then our flexes are David Montgomery and Parker Washington. What a squad. Granted, our tight end, we don't really got to talk about it. But the rest of the team might put up 150 by themselves.
I mean, then you got what, Addison, Reed, Downs, Golden, C-Rod. One of those guys. Mathematically, one of those guys got to hit, right? They totally could all flop.
It's a mere guarantee that one of them is going to hit.
Right? Yeah.
So... And if one of them hits, you got a trade piece, or you have a guy that you could just plug into your flex spot.
Right.
So, but yeah, that is the perfect draft from the 106. Tom, thank you for joining us this week. We do very much appreciate it. Tom's not done. Well, actually, you would have seen already him drafting in our 105, perfect 105 draft. So go check that out. Go check out every single video that we put out. We are dropping a video every single weekday during August. Stay tapped in. A whole lot of ball game content. Leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow us on all of our socials, especially the ones that you get to see Big Motion. A whole lot more. Ball Game Podcast, Ball Game Triv, all that good stuff. Thank you again, and with that,
ball game.